Okay, so on to the next track in Sonia's Anthem series, man. I explained the whole thing about the Ali anthems in the first video. You guys can just go back and watch that. The first reaction of today, right? All these Ali Anthem series have changed a little bit, but I've let everybody know, whoever booked it, there were many people that booked, but whoever booked it knows the situation behind this. So this over here is Imagine Dragons Eyes Closed, man. I love Imagine Dragons, I think they're fantastic, but I've never reacted to this song or even heard this song, to be honest. Obviously I haven't. Why would she give it to me if I had? But yeah, let's rock and roll, man. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
I could do this with my eyes closed. I'm back from the dead, from the back of my head. Been gone and facing horrors that should never be said. The wrath and the grit from the pit of despair. Been taking every whip and word, I've never been spared. They say tomorrow's never promised, honest. True. They say the angels are among us. Lock me up in the maze. Turn out the lights. I was born, I was raised for this. Turn out the lights. Lock me up inside a cage. Just throw away the key, don't worry about me.
This is a fucking bop, bro. This is fire, but I'm not surprised. Imagine Dragons really do put out insanely good tracks. I've never heard this one before. Dan is always so jacked, though. He's such a jacked motherfucker, man. But I like this over here, where he literally talks about in terms of, again, it's another song with regards to like adversity, with regards to life is difficult, with regards to the fact that tomorrow isn't promised, so you need to live out your most magnificent time right now, today. Right? Don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today, because tomorrow isn't promised, essentially, is what he's saying over here. But he's saying that he's got that strength. He's saying that he's got that mental wherewithal, right? That he can do this with his eyes fucking closed, right? He knows his path. He knows where he's going, right? And I like the fact that this video is kind of like you're coming to like a tomb or temple, essentially, where if you kind of think of like Tomb Raider or all those kind of games, it's like life is that kind of thing. It's a journey. It's trying to search for something, search for some sort of treasure, search for some sort of meaning within yourself, or with the treasure within yourself, in terms of like how far can you go, how much can you push the line, how much can you test your own boundaries, essentially. So I think he's playing into that, but real fire fucking track, those.
Are among us. Lock me up in the maze. Turn out the lights. I was born, I was raised for this. Turn out the lights.
Hey.
Lock me up inside a cage. Just throw away the key, don't worry about me. I was driving in my car, throwing up my hands, putting it close. I could do this with my eyes closed.
You saw that I was coming.
I could do this with my eyes closed. Turn out the lights. I could do this with my eyes. Less medications, less manifestations, mantras, meditation, throw it all away.
Fire.
All the places I've been.
I like that he said less medications. Yes, I think a lot of people could use less medications. They tend to find their healing in fucking pharmaceuticals, and I think the pharmaceuticals have created a pretty lucrative fucking business around that, where they've created a pharmaceutical for absolutely everything. They've developed diseases for you, and they've also given you the idea that you have that. Now everybody's intolerant to everything. Everybody is this. Everything's a mental disease. Every single thing is mental illness. This is crazy. I never used to even hear about this when I was a kid. Mental illness all the time. Right? In like the 1970s, there was like 7 diagnosable mental illnesses. Today, there's like 300. Everything's a fucking mental illness, because nobody wants to actually deal with their fucking lives and existence. Right? Can't stop smoking, mental illness. Can't stop drinking, mental illness. Can't stop gambling, mental illness. Can't do this, mental illness. Wake up a little bit depressed, mental illness. Everything's a fucking mental illness. No free will, no self-control, none of that, right? It's just I'm gonna do what I want to do, and then when the consequences come, I'm gonna put it down to mental illness and play victim, essentially, as opposed to just taking charge of my fucking life and actually really putting the effort to stop that shit. You know what I mean? If I'm fucking eating too much and I'm obese, I'll go fucking run. You go fucking run and exercise. That's what you fucking do. You don't take pills. You don't take shakes. There's no fucking cheat code to this type of shit. There's only one way. Calories in, calories fucking out. When you're gambling and you're losing money, it's just stop fucking gambling. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's like it's those kind of things where people are like, they're not willing to try. They just want to say, oh no, it's because I'm mentally ill. No, you're not. The fact that you think you're mentally ill is the fucking mental illness that you've created for yourself. You're not mentally ill, right? You just need to try fucking harder. That's all that means. Anyway, carry on.
Less manifestations, mantras, meditation, throw it all away. All the places I've been, all the blood that I've bled, I've been broken down and beat up, but I still get ahead. All the faceless embraces and the tasteless two faces, killed and resurrected cause I'll never be dead. They said tomorrow's never
killed and resurrected cause I'll never be dead. Yes. Right? I kill myself and I resurrect myself because I have an idea of myself that I think is good, and then I realize that it's actually not good. I don't want to be that kind of person, so I'll kill myself and I'll resurrect again as the person I want to be. And that might change over time. You might think that, wait a second, that person needs to adapt. It's not exactly where I want him to be at this point in time. You'll kill that idea of yourself and you'll resurrect a new one. And this is literally how you level up consistently. This is how you build your character. Fire, bro.
Tomorrow's never promised. Honest, yet they say piranhas are among us. Lock me up in the maze, turn out the lights. I was born, I was raised for this. Turn out the lights.
I love the fact that they're doing the whole tomb and he's gonna pick his path, right? That's life, man. It's all about decisions about which path, and you don't know what that path's gonna bring, but you're gonna take that path either way. But life's a fucking labyrinth, and that's what it actually shows in the videos, like literally a labyrinth. You don't know, you're looking to your goal. I usually say, you're looking at your star, you look for your star, and you say, okay, it's a direct line to my star, but as you go, you kind of lose sight, and then you are all the way that way, and you're like, fuck, okay, that's not a direct line anymore. Now I'm further away from my star, and you zigzag and zigzag and zigzag and zigzag, and through experience and through the trial and error and that kind of thing, your path just becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and you're zigzagging less until you eventually coordinate yourself, and your path to your star seems clearer and more direct, essentially. So this over here is just talking about the labyrinth of life. I like that.
Just no way to get over, got me. I was driving in my car, throwing up my hands, pulling in coast. I could do this with my eyes closed. I could do this with my eyes closed.
Ooh, that does not play well for my claustrophobia. I'm claustrophobic. Tight spaces. No. I don't play those games. Heights, no fucking problem. No problem with heights. Literally, I can go to the tallest fucking tower and I can literally stare over. I can hang from those fucking things. But when it comes to tight spaces, I get way too claustrophobic. Nah, bruh. Don't fuck around with tight spaces. Can't do it. You know what I mean? I've got no issues with heights, but tight spaces, can't do it. He found himself.
And when the day broke, buried in violence, something made my mind up. I will spend these days as an island, alone and far away. Lock me up in the maze. Turn out the lights. I was born, I was raised for this. Turn out the lights. Lock me up inside. There's no way to get over, got me. I was driving in my car, throwing up my hands, pulling in coast. I could do this with my eyes closed. I could do this with my eyes closed.
I like the representation of the car crash, which that literally brings your mortality right up to your face, right? Those sort of near-death experiences bring your mortality, because we tend to not think about that kind of thing. We tend to do stupid things until you get to a point where you're like fucking inch away from your death, and you're like fuck, and it shakes you to your core. And that's usually where you get that sort of like awakening, where you sort of like doing a 180 on your life, and I shouldn't be doing these kind of things. It happened to me when I had my accident. I was 21 years old. I bought a BMW 3 Series Dolphin shape. Fucking loved that fucking car, right? Had it for 4 months, literally being stupid, whatever else, went into an intersection, drifted into an intersection, and literally my car got cut in half. If not for that car, probably would have been dead, right? It was a very safe car. If not, actually, for many different, there were many different elements that could have easily ended my life in that situation. But none of them actually happened. I mean, if like this taxi had hit me, because they were coming off a highway, if this taxi had hit me like literally, I'm not even joking, a half a meter more towards the doors, it probably would have killed me, right? Thank God he hit me only by the engine side, right? So that over there, like I literally woke up in my car bleeding onto my lap, and like everything was like completely that night, like I just stayed in bed crying all night. Like it was quite a shock to the actual system. I could have very easily had lost my life there, right? And then it like kind of reshaped my thinking in terms of like doing dumb shit. It's like, you get shaken to the core, and I've never ever had even a fender bender accident, thank God, touch wood, since then, because I won't play those games anymore. Anyway, carry on. Given a second chance, that's what you said in the beginning of the song. I killed myself and got reborn. This is a moment where you get reborn. You look at your life completely differently. Do you know what I mean? I like that. Very cool. Very cool. But Imagine Dragons just put out fucking heaters, man. And a lot of their tracks have got radio replayability, because I've heard so many Imagine Dragons tracks. Obviously the most popular ones on the radio. They really are that radio type club, or that type band, because their shit's very catchy. They've got a really good recipe. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.